Hello everyone, and welcome to the first episode of our YouTube series on the topic of understanding your sexual needs. In today's episode, we'll be discussing some tips for better communication when it comes to your sexual desires and preferences. Whether you're in a long-term relationship or exploring your sexuality as a single person, effective communication is key to ensuring that your needs are being met and that you're having a fulfilling and satisfying sex life. So, let's get started. Tip number 1. Be honest with yourself and your partners. The first tip for better communication about your sexual needs is to be honest with yourself and your partners. This means taking the time to reflect on your desires and preferences, and then communicating them clearly to your partners. If you're not sure what your needs are, it's okay to take some time to explore and experiment with different things until you find what works best for you. Tip number 2. Use I statements. Another important tip for effective communication about your sexual needs is to use I statements. This means focusing on your own experiences and feelings, rather than making assumptions or placing blame on your partners. For example, instead of saying "you never satisfy me," you could say "I feel unsatisfied when we don't spend enough time on foreplay." Tip number 3. Be open to compromise. It's important to remember that effective communication about your sexual needs is a two-way street. While it's important to communicate your desires clearly, it's also important to be open to compromise and finding solutions that work for both you and your partners. This might mean trying new things or being willing to adjust your routine or expectations. Tip number 4. Practice active listening. Finally, one of the most important aspects of effective communication about your sexual needs is practicing active listening. This means being fully present and engaged in the conversation, and really listening to what your partners have to say. It also means being open to feedback and willing to adjust based on what you hear. And that's it for today's episode on understanding your sexual needs and tips for better communication. We hope you found these tips helpful and that they'll help you to have more fulfilling and satisfying sexual experiences. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them below. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more great content on this topic and more. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.